Kornishenko. Kornishenko with 40 points in 22 games. Eloi Robert with 50 and 28. And Robert gets the better of him on the dots this time as we are underway. Singer now flicking the puck in. Would have gone wide, but Singleton there to sweep that up. Send it right over to the captain, who will slide it up. And now looking for a breakout pass are the Generals, but this will be flipped over to Robert. Robert has Hobbs with him. Gargagliano looking to play the body. Robert takes a little bit of a tumble, and this one hung on to by Braxton Singleton for a whistle. Not only to look out for those two players who are putting up dang near almost 2 points per game on both sides, but also both goaltenders. Riley Gorman sporting a 9.31 with a 2.16. Braxton Singleton with a 3.31 goals against with a 9.22. So both goalies are above a 9.20, showing that they really do their job in stopping pucks. This one is deflected through the neutral zone and up and out of play. Not much going on thus far. 35 seconds in the game, wouldn't expect much. Although we did see a goal within 8 seconds that was in the second period of the Elite game, where the Elite Impact ended up hosting against the PAL Junior Islanders. A big comeback win, 2 goals in the third. Able to cut that deficit in the Atlantic Division down just a bit, but now we're back to Premier Hockey as Michael Bottrell to take the offensive zone draw. He'll lose this one this time, but corral it instead. So Bottrell will work this one around. And now it's thrown to Young at the point, traffic in front, this one blocked. It's Corbett in front. This one is up and out of play for a whistle. Tyler Corbett, a recent acquisition. Said he played in Binghamton before this, I believe at least, and he has looked exceptional. In 6 games, he's put up 4 goals, 2 assists, total of 6 points. I know it's a small sample size, but you'll always take a point per game player when you can get one. So that'll fill in for the massive absence of Liam Coutu, who is now playing with the NCDC Pueblo Bulls. So a big shout out to Liam Coutu and his family. Made such a huge impact, no pun intended, for this Impact squad. Really helped with the culture shift. Same with the coaching in Glenn Patterson, Blake Peavy, and Cam Yarwood. And the team that's just really buying in. I don't want to say for the first time in this franchise history, but they really have looked good. And this team has been very cohesive. That is why they're first in the Atlantic. So here's Moretta. He looked to slide this one. Instead, a bad turnover. That pass goes nowhere, though. And now Corbett along the right side. We'll call that the near side for you folks at home before this flip back in. Moretta now to give chase. And against him will be Sinova. Works the puck low. Weiss with a shot. That one patted aside by Gorman. Might have slipped off the blocker, but now here comes Corbett. Corbett looking to make a move. Tries to dance around one. And then he'll get bumped off. Tap in front for Graney. Can't connect. Goalie's down. What a save, Singleton. Puck's not out yet. And throw technique aside. Braxton Singleton early in the game with a terrific stop. And I don't care what fan you are. If you don't give that a standing ovation, you're not a real hockey fan. This one thrown in deep. And already starting for the fireworks is Braxton Singleton. Here comes Gueron. Looking to flip this through the ice. He has Rando. Doesn't connect. Now the Generals back to play, but picked off. This one gloved again by Singleton. Furtado with a nice chance there. And I wish we had instant replay to see that miraculous stop again. One of the better saves that you'll ever see. Down and out, but never done. So in to take the draw, it's going to be Arnold. He wins this one back for the Generals. And he will skate with it. The big power forward ends up fumbling this puck. Here's Rando, the shot. That one just high. Then Rando had struggled a little bit with his offensive output, at least statistically. And the first quarter of the season really has started to look like a very capable depth scorer. Gotta like that from Rando. So he's skating with the true Furtado line. Furtado, his roommate. Some good chemistry. And Zane throws that easily off the pad of Singleton for shipped out of the zone and down the length. Gueron back to touch it. And we will have an icing. So 16:48 to go. We're still scoreless in the first. taking a look at last game, Red Bank defeated Brooklyn 7-6. That included goals from Kevin Pico, including his 18th, 19th. Sheehan has had a hat trick with 7, 8, and 9. Reed had 11, and Savannah had 12. His 12th, rather, excuse me. Imagine 12 goals a game. That would be absolutely insane. But no, they won that 7-6 against Brooklyn. We'll get to Elmira in just a second when we get a good moment. But right now, a big hit there by Tran. One of the recent acquisitions for Elmira as well. Puck is touched, and there will be a whistle. So it looks like we'll see what the call is. It's going to be Arnold, and some jarring from the Impact bench already. As this team loves to talk its talk, but they can most certainly walk their walk as well. So let's see if they're able to on this man advantage. As they'll see Betrell, Hobbs, Robert, the forward group with Graney and Singer back manning the point. Over to Robert, far side, back to Singer, point. Throws this one on net, deflected, great save Singleton. Betrell doing what he does best. Affectionately want to call him the garbage man, as he's always picking up the loose change. We'll go with the banker, actually. The banker always picking up loose change in front of the net. Loves playing in front. Doesn't mind being black and blue as long as he gets a stick on it or a chance for a rebound. So here's Graney throwing it down to Betrell. Jamming away at it again is Betrell. And so there will be a whistle. Betrell digging forward, and Braxton Singleton standing tall. So they're saying that since the net popped off because Betrell was jamming, faceoff is going to be the outside of the general zone. Betrell now working this back to Singer. Elmira still maintains possession. Now here's Robert. Gauthier will give chase. Now Robert looking to dance. Instead, this will be rimmed down but not out. Singer with a great keep, still battling for it. And finally, it's lurched into the neutral zone. And Hobbs slings it over to Robert. Over to Betrell. Robert crashing the pass. That one decides not to shoot it. He'll curl it back. Far side now cutting near. Shot again, Betrell in front. That one misses. Graney, 1:05 left to go on the man advantage. Here's Carson Graney. Throwing it low. Betrell tap over to Hobbs. Great block shot. Blocked by a teammate. It looks like it hit off Hobbs. Kept in by Elmira. Here's Graney. Graney over to Robert. Shot. That one. Save again, Singleton. Singer back to play. 50 seconds left on the man advantage. He'll throw this one low. Betrell now behind the net. He has Graney near side. He'll get it to him. Who has Singer at the point, but instead he'll elect to take this. Drop it low to Betrell. Looking for the bump over. Instead he'll find Singer near side. Here's Singer. Dropping it to Graney. Graney with the shot. That one blocked away. Singleton. Puck high in the air. Hobbs unable to get it down. And it's finally iced the length for the Generals as they'll go for a full change. Singleton having himself a busy first 5 minutes of the game and really playing solid thus far. Graney tries to make a move, but Pico picks his pocket. Here's Pico. The shot. Save Gorman. Graney, again, this time he'll make the smart decision, wrap it around the net. Robert getting harassed by Kornishenko. He falls down. Kornishenko now digging for it, so is Singer. Singer will come away with it as he'll drop it over to Young. We're back to even strength now as Arnold's out of the box. He'll go for a change, and so will two Elmira players. Hobbs looking to play physical. This one is reamed up the far side before trying to be flipped to Kevin Pico. But Young will be back to play. He'll chip this off the near side boards before it's dropped over to Weiss. Weiss will go D to D, but a mishap. Now here's Riando. Outside, looks for the pass in, can't find Furtado. So the Generals looking to go the other way, maintain some sort of zone possession time, even get it out of theirs as they've been struggling with that through the first 6 minutes. And this one slung down the length, but a foot race, and they'll see Moretta just barely beat it. So we will have an icing. Face off to the right of Singleton. Yeah, Kevin Pico, he has 19 goals, 19 assists, good for 38 points. That's second on the team. Ended up swiping that off Graney's stick. Gorman able to stand tall on one of the better point getters in the premier USPHL. But Kevin Pico not to be given that chance again if possible. So the True wins the draw. Tries bumping it over to Riando, can't connect. Now here come the Generals. Throwing this on, easily stick aside from the neutral zone. That was Gorman. And now here's Young. Young will carry into traffic, and Pico again lurking forward. Also, a crazy motor on Kevin Pico. Can play about anywhere. Prefers that left wing spot, but solid everywhere, especially on the forecheck. Just always positionally sound. Always seems like he's around the puck in some way. So here is Brandon Young, but first we'll have a whistle. So we'll see what it is. It looks like we're going to get a call. And I believe it's going to be a coincidental, so I may have missed it, but it looks like there was some pushing and shoving going on, and Maddox Sheehan will go to the box. Thought Elmira had one in the box. They do only have 4 skaters out. It might have been Reese Furtado, and it was. I'm not sure on what the call is. We'll wait for Tim Copine to give us that answer. But as of right now, some 4-on-4 hockey is really where Elmira excels in, is they have a lot of fluid skaters, have a lot of open ice to operate. So both get a cross check. And this one worked down in the near corner by Hobbs. He'll throw this over to Robert, back to Hobbs, off the skate, back to Robert. Elmira kind of clustered now, looking to spread out and cycle. Hobbs now gets it over to Guerin. Cycles to Robert. Robert looking to cut middle. The shot, that one easily sticked aside on a rather weak attempt. And Jurgensen takes a big hit from Hobbs. Both stay on their feet. And Klavner will drop this one off. The shot, this one blocked. Reed looking for a rebound. And some chances in front, can't connect. 1:05 left on the coincidentals. And here's Guerin behind his net. Guerin with a weak tap over to Bottrell. Luckily able to corral it. And Bottrell will skate back. Doesn't like what he saw, so he'll just reset as this is chipped over to Singer. Singer back to Bottrell. Has Graney streaking, but couldn't get enough sauce on the biscuit, and Kornishenko picks it off. So Arnold now over to Gargagliano, and back to Kornishenko. Slides it over to Pico. Pico now back to Kornishenko. Here he is, way to protect the puck, but Zane playing physical on him. Ends up shoving him down. Good defense there by Nick Zane. It's played back over to Pico, chipped on the net. Kornishenko will have it, looks for Pico. He'll battle against Singer. Here's Pico. The shot, that one's saved. And Pico will work it to the point. Good stick there by Graney as he gets in front of it. Now Graney and Bottrell, 2-on-2. And Gargagliano able to knife that one away, but Bottrell now looking for Graney, can't connect. Here's Arnold. We're back to 5-on-5. And Arnold will throw this one in, a hit after the play. It looked like Zane and Hayes were going at it just a bit. Both number 5s throwing the body against each other. No calls or anything. The refs are going to say, let the boys play for now. With 11:16 to go here in the first, we are still scoreless. And Zane with a great defensive effort to work on Ilya Kornishenko. Kornishenko has 14 goals, 26 assists. He's good for 40 points in 22 games. He's been electric, and in front of the net, that's like where he likes to operate quite a bit, especially behind the net and in front of the net. Those are his two main spots. As like most good playmakers, Kornishenko really likes that pass-first mentality, but he can score. So we've seen it 14 times he's lit the lamp. Unable to get that one to go on. Good defense from Zane. Zane will throw this low. Speaking of, as Detrue will work it over to Corbett. Corbett unable to corral it, but Belcher there to help. He'll work it in. Detrue there to reinforce that. And battling for it. Now it's sent over to Young. Whiffs on the puck before slicing it back into the corner directly wide. And Belcher will chip it over to Corbett. Pass in front, can't connect. Belcher now slides it over glove. That one a little bit of a knuckle puck. Looks like it fooled Singleton, but it went over the net. And this one rimmed off the glass and out of play with 10:28 to go here in the first period. And so Charlie Nelson out there to take the draw. He's with Kieran Tran. Tran in the shooter's circle. 6 goals, 4 assists, 10 points on a struggling Brooklyn squad. Recently acquired for Caden Wood. We wish Wood the absolute best, as Woody was a great player and an even better guy. Kieran Tran, I remember when he was playing here in Elmira against Brooklyn. Elmira, looked very, very solid. Brooklyn looked like they were struggling. Kieran Tran hit 2 crossbars, so really he can shoot the puck, and with line mates who are obviously good enough to play in Premier, but maybe not as talented just yet as this Premier Elmira squad, look to see what he can do. So now here's Reed, flicking this one in. Guerin to give chase. He'll recover and take it behind his net for cover. 9:55 to go here in the first period. Guerin looking for his D partner, Moretta. Tries flicking it to Nelson, can't connect. The shot gloved by Gorman, as that was Reed who had a chance. And right now, Elmira really establishing a lot of zone time. They've had more chances against Singleton, but there's been a few mistakes that haven't proven costly just yet, but a couple of fumbles in the slot, some bad turnovers, some bad giveaways, and Gorman making some timely saves. Maybe not a ton just yet, but some really big ones. Keep this game scoreless, as that one's deflected wide. And DeTrue battling for the puck. He'll bump off Reed. This is over to Jorgensen. Pass in front. Good battle there by Furtado. Able to get that one away from the dangerous areas before it's swept back over to Weiss. Weiss will try to find a winger on the boards. Doesn't connect, so Singer will carry. Singer now backhands this over to Zane, and Zane will flip it over to Furtado. Will give it right back to him and look over to Singer once more. Had Furtado on the streak. Instead, we'll just clip off of Riendeau's stick. That way it's not an icing. Weiss back to play. Riendeau now will meet him there. Sends it over to DeTrue. Pass to Furtado. Great pick there by Klavner. Klavner now flipping this puck up. Singer back to play. Over to Guerin. Giving chases Arnold. DeTrue with a nice little one-touch over to Riendeau. Riendeau gets shoved down. And now Weiss will carry the puck. He'll look to throw this through the middle. And now here's a chance for the Generals. Backhand save, rebound in front, and another save. Good play by Young to clear their front of the net for a split second for Gorman to be able to get back and recover and smother that right in the chest. The Generals all over the net. A point of emphasis that we're seeing is continue to crash the net, and it really is the oldest play in hockey because, heck, hockey's been around for over 100 years, and that play still works. People know what's happening, but crash net, good things are going to happen. This one flung through the middle of the ice and back down, and it will be held on by Singleton. 8:31 to go here. We're still scoreless. Well, we have a slight delay. Elmira Impact Hockey recognizes and thanks our amazing partners, New York Sport and Fitness, Elmira College, and DPH Games. Elmira Impact Hockey would not be the same without our amazing partners and sponsorships, so we thank you all very, very much. Garvey now to chip this one, but Guerin back to play. And this pass goes awry down the length of the ice for an icing. Back on Elmira Impact's last game. I know we talked about the Red Bank Generals at the top of the broadcast, but we weren't able to cover Elmira Impact. Their premier squad played Saturday, December 14th, where they lost 2-4 to Hershey. Tyler Corbett netted his fourth. Nate Riendeau with his third. Cole Stevens made 32 of 36 saves. So they're looking to bounce back after that loss against this Red Bank squad. So Pico will work this puck low. Sheehan will get bodied off. Now here's Guerin. Trying to flip this one. Haynes back. Corbett giving chase, but Haynes able to sweep this over to Sheehan before a hit from Guerin. Get some murmurs from Elmira's bench. Petrell able to dodge one. Could have been dangerous, but now here's Pico. Pico looking to slide this. On his offhand, he's a righty on the left wing. As that slid over to Pico, has a heck of a one-timer shot as well. So Kornishenko will work the point. Snapshot from the line. That one saved. And what a nice play there. Betrell over to Graney. Drop pass right back to Betrell. So he'll look to chip it in. Young to give chase and help out. And the Generals will still come away with it. And it slid over to Jorgensen before he goes cross ice. And now Young back to play for the Impact. Robert now looking to put on the Jets. Keeping his head up. Young loses his stick. But now numbers. 3-on-2. Odd man rush over to Singer. Shot. This one in the equipment of the defender. And a whistle. Talk about Evan Singer. That kid is always smiling. I'll tell you that. No matter what it is, if he's on the ice, he's happy. I mean, see him in practice. See him around the locker room, see him in game time. He's always smiling. Definitely you can tell he just has a love for the game. So Robert to take the offensive zone draw. And he'll come away with it after a little bit of a tie-up. Played over to Moretta. This one thrown back in. Now a chance in front, but unable to be corralled by Belcher. Looking to rim it over to Singer. Can't keep up with that one. And Reed will throw it in. Now Moretta to grab it. Working it over to Robert. Ilwa Robert, the QC native from Granby. And Singer, smart play not to touch that. But now a chance going the other way. So that one would have been offside. Singer decided not to get a stick on it. Now here's Robert. Robert, the pass in front, can't find Hobbs. Generals will flip this high off the glass and look to come the other way. And a nice sweeping poke check there from Moretta before it's backhanded to the point. And gloved by Belcher. Now here's a chance. Great play, Alex Belcher. And good defensive stick. As the numbers are kind of hard to read, I believe that was Weiss able to get a stick there. Break up a breakaway. And a beautiful lift, a clean one at that too. No penalty or anything. Weiss' shot gets blocked by Nelson. And Hobbs will chip this over to Nelson. Nelson along the near side. He's by himself. He'll backhand this right into a Generals player. That is Weiss. And now thrown towards the middle. So the Impact will throw this one back in. Weiss to give chase. And Tran on him. McReynolds looks for Tran. Can't connect. And Weiss having a spectacular defensive shift. Coming over to help him out was DeMacos. For this has spiraled into the neutral zone. And get on back to play. And now here comes McReynolds. Weiss again able to swipe one away. You can tell he's gassed, but he's having a heck of a shift and a glove save. And Weiss will finally get that relief as there will be a whistle. Klavner and McReynolds go down, but nothing ill-advised. Looked like it was just a coincidental contact. Both check up on each other. Look like they're all right. 4:47 left to go in the opening frame. 0-zip our score. We're still scoreless. So to True to take the draw in the offensive zone. He'll lose it. Generals look to play it out. Here's Sheehan. Sheehan now battling against Guerin. Nice stick handle. And another fancy little move. Just played back towards the point. Haynes now. Shot, that one blocker to side. Little bit of an awkward save by Gorman. Looks like there was a lot of traffic in front. Gargagliano tries standing Riando up at the line as it'll spurt right back to the defensive zone for the Generals. And now here's Sheehan. Furtado. A nice heads-up play to kick that over to Young. And Young able to swerve off a defender before looking to go boards. Riando wasn't on his as that one will go down the length of the ice. 4:03 to go here in the first. And Elmira Impact Hockey recognizes and thanks our other amazing partners, Best Damn Tape, photography by Alicia West, Caprix and Benedict's Bus, along with Hit Club Hockey Supply. Thank you to our amazing sponsors and partners. Elmira Hockey would not be the same without you. So here's Furtado able to fend off Kornishenko before throwing it in. Riando will give slight chase. And gets stood up on a reverse hit. And a big one at that, as that was Sheehan able to play the body before Young throws this one in. Pico on him. And now it's sent over to Bottrell. Gets it over to Corbett. Taps it right back over to Bottrell. Nice move, Bottrell. The shot sticked away by Kornishenko. Good back check by the center. And Young playing pretty physical as well. Now here's Moretta in his skates. He gets pickpocketed. Here's Pico, 2-on-1. Pico shot. Save Gorman. Way to stay square to that puck. Tracked it well. And it gets put right into the old Junior Enforcer logo. Now the Elmira Impact. So Arnold to take the offensive zone draw against Michael Buttrell. And it is won by the Impact, still unable to escape the zone, but now here's Corbett. Corbett gets stood up there, big hit by Weiss. Both of them collide. Both of them fall, rather. Now Singer able to keep it in. Shot, that one blockered high. Graney working it low. Buttrell has Corbett in front, has his back to him, though. Graney looked to tap it over to Singer. He steps up. Nice move. Tap over Corbett. Can't connect. Buttrell's shot. Blocked in front. Weiss rips us down the length of the ice for icing. Best part of cake, worst part of hockey. There's been a few this period. But that is quite all right. Start time was around 7:20, 7:25. We apologize. Again, a holiday season gets us a little jumbled here and there. You guys know how it is, especially when it comes to travel. And so we will have Luca Hobbs to take the offensive zone draw against Arnold. Arnold able to win that, but right back to his goaltender, Singleton. So he will just redo it. Instead, it will be Hobbs take the draw once more with Robert in the shooter circle, and Belcher, rather, on his right. Take the defensive zone draw will be Jarkelski. Face-off won by Hobbs. Robert with the shot, and a tricky save, but covered once more by Singleton. So Robert and Belcher conferring as Hobbs goes to take the draw. He wins this one. Robert tries sliding this low, but the stout defenseman of Gargagliano able to get in front of that, and yet another icing will be whistled down. So Jarkelski again to take the D-zone draw against Luca Hobbs. It's won by Hobbs. Walks a pass over. What a play, Luca Hobbs! He's sensational. And a great finish there by Belcher. Hobbs able to walk him off the dots and slide it over to a wide open Alexander Belcher to bring Elmira up 1-0. And smiles from Hobbs and Belcher, well deserved. And what a play off the draw. So that'll be Belcher's 7th goal. Hobbs picks up his 30th assist of the season. That's 38 points for him. And a big hit on Robert. And now Red Bank looking to battle back, looking for that answer. Pass in front, doesn't connect. Young trying to tap that over. Instead, Kornishenko picks it off. Another tap over. Gorman with a good poke check shot high. Pass in front, can't connect. And Elmira is going to be called for a penalty. I believe. Unless they said the net came off its bearings because of Elmira. Probably was the case because we're still at 5-on-5 hockey. Now to take the offensive zone draw are the Generals that win this one. Kornishenko battling for that puck. Here's Belcher. Belcher to Robert. Robert driving the net back to Belcher. Slides it to the point, but unfortunately, Young was just going off for a change. Into the opposite corner as the rest of Moretta's line goes for a swap as well. So Pico tries to find Sheehan, can't connect. Singer now slides it over to Furtado. That one off the skate. Force rifled back in. No icing. 1 minute to go here in the opening period. 1-0 our score following that beautiful play by Luca Hobbs. Finished by Alex Belcher. And here's Singer dropping it over to Riendeau, and maybe by half a stride Riendeau was off. So 52.2 to go here in the opening frame. 1-0 our score. True to take the draw right outside of the offensive zone. She faces off against DeMacos and wins that draw. Force flipped back in. Klavner back to play. He'll get it to Weiss. Rando almost there to pick his pocket. That one played by his stick to True. In front, jamming at his Furtado. Can't find it. Back over to True. 35. Back over to Moretto. Shot on net. That one off the glove and almost trickled in. Hit off the top of the net. Rando throwing the body on Klavner, and it looks like Rando's going to go. Rando uncertain on what the call is. And it looks like it's going to be a trip. On Rando. I don't know why the score clock says that it is Paul Klavner. I guess Klavner is also going to the box. Maybe on a retaliation. So 4-on-4 hockey, again, this is where Elmira excels in. As here's Haynes. 20 seconds left to go in the first. Haynes dropping this off to Weiss, excuse me. Pass in front, nobody's home. Gorman will smother it. 7.8 to go here in the first period. So the Generals still have a chance to get set up. Maybe get a quick shot, look for a rebound or a screen. Watch that off the draw. As it'll be Reed to take the draw. You can either open up the winger for the one-timer or, if they won the draw, shoot it. But now here's Matrell, 2 seconds. And that one just swept on net and easily turned aside. So after one, Elmira up 1-0 following that highlight reel play Luca Hobbs made, in a great finish there by Alexander Belcher. This brought us to where we are going into the second. 1:32 left on the coincidental minors. So we will have some 4-on-4 hockey for 1:32. And we will be back in just about 15 minutes. So until then, prepare for impact. So as we get set for the second period, both Paul Klavner and Nate Riendeau in the box for just over a minute and a half, 1:32 seconds. Our score 1-0 following the miraculous play from Alex Belcher and Luca Hobbs right off the faceoff dot in the offensive zone. Hobbs able to walk his man, slip it right over to Belcher for a gaping net. So Elmira's up 1-0. If you're just joining us, we're in the second period, just about set to get underway. I'm Ralph Barrett, voice of Elmira Impact Hockey. We're on for some 4-on-4 hockey to start this period. First possession will start with the Red Bank Generals. Expect both of these teams to kind of take it slow, not force the issue, at least at first. The minute that there's going to be one misrotation, one stumble on the ice, is the minute that we're going to see a bunch of hectic, fast-paced action. It's usually how 4-on-4 goes. Elmira dropping the puck off. That was Hobbs to Robert. And here's Savannah. Savannah now looking to make a move. He'll try to drop this back to the point for us. Knifed back down low. Hobbs able to get in front of that one. Here comes Luca Hobbs. Up the far side, drops it to Robert. Robert swerves around two. Tap in front, and Hobbs just misses the wide open net. What a play by Robert, looking to create more. The shot, that one turned aside by Singleton. And no icing as that glanced off Singer's stick. So Reed battling for it. 20 seconds left on the coincidental penalties. And what a chance Luca Hobbs just had to get himself on the board. Robert with a nifty move, couple of them at that. And that happens. Sometimes the puck rides up on you a little too far. He put it through the crease. And nice move there by the defenseman Haynes. Getting shifty as well. And now we're back to 5-on-5, but the drop-off. Here's Pico's shot. Save Gorman 5-hole. This one poked away to Graney. Graney trying to find Bottrell. He has him up the far side. Now driving the net hard, Bottrell. The shot jamming away at it. Can't get the second to go. The second glanced off the iron. Net well off its bearings. And we'll get a whistle. So Bottrell, the first shot. Let's break that play down for a second to pass off the far side. Does a fantastic job shielding the defender with his offhand to be able to be in position for that chance. First shot gets stopped. And what does Michael Bottrell do better than anything? Continue to drive the net, jamming home the second one. Slips off the post, but now a chance going the other way. Sheehan now drops it over. Pass back over to Sheehan. That one off of Gorman's pad before it could get back over to Sheehan cleanly. Gargagliano will go to throw this one in. And now here's Guerin. Slips it over to Young. Looks for Corbett. Looks to tap it over to Bottrell. Couldn't connect. Here's Sheehan. Bottrell there to knife that one away before flipping it over to Graney. Graney now with speed. He has Corbett trailing. Pass over. That one doesn't go. Young back to Graney. Looks back to Young. Pico on him. Before it's thrown over to Bottrell. Working that one back in. Now Corbett to give chase behind the net. He'll flip it over to Graney. Graney along the far side corner finds Young. Young throws that one indirectly wide. And now Corbett to Guerin. Along the near side point, he'll throw this around. Graney taps it over to Bottrell. Near side corner. He and Guerin will swap places now. Bottrell with the puck at the point. This one glances off the stick. I believe Arnold.
Just a reminder that at any time pucks and sticks can fly into the stands, please.
And up and out of play. As that was Gargagliano, excuse me. As much as I do actually really like this Red Bank Generals squad, jersey numbers are quite hard to see up here. I'm not complaining. Best job in the entire world, but bear with me here if there's a player who I say the wrong name for on occasion. It'd be greatly appreciated as this one is swiped over. Garvey giving chase against Moretta. He'll slip this one through. It's worked back low. Weiss now throwing it in. And now here's Detrue behind the net. The captain will look for a breakout. This one flipped over to Riando. Doesn't connect with him. Detrue will carry. A little bit of a neutral zone scrum here, and Furtado, shifty player he is, able to get around one. Not the second, though. Just to flip it off Furtado. And now Moretta back to field. And this one whistled down for an icing. So 16:15 to go here in the middle period. Our score 1-0 following that first period goal from Alex Belcher. Belcher was able to register his 7th goal. It'll be his 13th point. And Luca Hobbs with his 30th assist. It'll be 38 points for him. So Detrue wins that defensive zone draw rather. And now here's Riando giving chase. Reed will try to knife this one out. Before it's picked up by Zane before throwing it back in. And Klavner back to play. Try to find Sinova. Savannah, with the puck. He gets that one swiped by Saber. Throws this one in the corner. He'll get on the forecheck. Klavner able to swipe that one out. And now Zane will just throw it right back over. So the Generals have Savannah. Here's Savannah. Breakaway shot, scores! Andrew Savannah with a burst of speed gets around the Elmira defenders. Able to put that glove side on Riley Gorman. So Savannah showing why he was 3rd on the team in points despite not being on that first line. 23 games played coming into this. He had 12 goals, 25 assists. Now he has 13. For all my statisticians out there, that puts him with 38 points in just 24 games and ties him for 2nd with Kevin Pico on this Red Bank General squad. And now the score, 1-1. We're all even. Elmira looking for a bounce back goal. And now here's Robert. Far side, Robert chipping it over to Hobbs. Tries to tap this over to Belcher. Doesn't get through. Good defensive effort by the Generals. And now here's Pico. Flips this one up to Kornishenko. Now Sheehan back to Kornishenko. Back over to Pico. And that one thrown in. Here's Singer. Tries finding Hobbs. Kornishenko there. And now a battle along the end boards. Far side. Swept over. Here's Haynes. The shifty puck-moving defenseman will take it behind the net. Look for a pass in front. Doesn't connect. Might have been a sharp angle shot, rather. Gorman was able to get a piece of it. Sheehan now battling for it behind the net. So it was against Singer. Little bit of a tumble from an Elmira player. That was Belcher, but Belcher able to recover. Stand back on his feet. Now here's Hobbs. Throwing this one in. Hobbs will give chase. Gargagliano to play against him. Haynes comes away with it. Working it over to Sheehan. And his skates. And this one chopped over. Here's Pico. Pico now waiting at the corner. Gets his pocket picked by Singer. And Gargagliano able to keep it in. Here come the Generals. Good sweep aside there by Hobbs. Looking to flip it over to Graney. Taps this over to Robert. Robert unable to come away with the toe drag. And Gargagliano now will go for a skate. Before swiping it up the near side boards. Back to him before giving it up to Singer. Singer mishandles the pass. But he'll throw this boards. And now Corbett has a chance. 2-on-1 has Graney trailing. Corbett, nice move. The shot saves Singleton. Way to stay with the puck, Corbett, with a flurry of moves. Singleton staying square to it and able to shut the door short side. Puck thrown in. 13:25 to go in the second period. 1-1 our score. Stretch pass here. Can't connect. Does get a piece of it, so no icing. I suppose not. And my eyes may have deceived me as they have many times before. So I guess did not glance off the stick. And instead, we will have a face-off in Red Bank zone. So Betrell to take the offensive zone draw. He'll lose this one to Kornishenko. Corbett battling for the puck. Had a couple of good chances thus far in this game. Betrell slides it over to Young. Young working it back in. And Corbett will battle against Haynes. Haynes able to outmuscle him this time. Kornishenko now flips it over to Klavner. Klavner finds Kornishenko again. Kornishenko, the shot. That one high over the glove. Kept in by Gargagliano. Going to throw this one in. Gauthier to give chase. Zane back to play. He'll swipe it over to Young. Young now carrying behind his net. He'll wait for his mates to get set up. He'll find Zane. Nice little spin move there from Nick Zane. And this one thrown in near side. Betrell to give chase against Weiss. Now here's Corbett battling for the puck. This one is swept up ice. It's DeMacos throwing it in. And Zane gets bumped off. Pass in front. DeMacos unable to come with it. Puck seems like it's under the two bodies that are on the ice. Still loose though. This one worked back in. Young trying to battle for it. Coach Glenn Patterson begging for a hold. Doesn't get one. Graney now looking over to Corbett, and that one just off sides. Little bit of an extra shove, and Betrell letting him know he doesn't like that. A glove in his face, and then he ends up getting swarmed. And if you're Elmira, you can't let him do that. As that's Logan Przestrzy as he'll be headed right to the locker room. I believe Medved had the glove in Betrell's face after giving him a little bit of a bump. Betrell talking to him, letting him know that he didn't like that. Medved then putting a glove in his face, I believe it was. And Betrell swung back, but not before Przestrzy came in and took a run at Betrell. So Przestrzy hasn't seen a lot of ice time this game. He won't see any tonight, maybe tomorrow, but also maybe trying to light a spark for this Red Bank General squad. And it looks like they might be taking Buttrell off. And no, Buttrell back to the... I guess he is going back to the locker room. So I take pride in my professionalism, and I would never want a ref's job ever again. I did that when I was younger, and one of the most thankless jobs. You can never do anything right. The best ref is always the one who seems like a ghost. And it wasn't Medved, excuse me, it was Gauthier. And I guess they're going to throw both Gauthier and Buttrell out after Gauthier gave a light shove after the whistle, and Buttrell took exception to that. But I didn't think there was anything really over the top until Logan Brzezelski ended up joining in. But I guess they're going to take off all three players. So Coach Patterson not too happy with that. Says not much contact from either Gauthier, Benjamin Gauthier, or Michael Buttrell. I guess since they're both getting sent off along with Brzezelski, Elmira will have a 5-minute advantage, but also lose one of their better forwards. As Buttrell is tied for third in points, been all over the net, had himself a heck of a game as well. Gauthier with some decent back checking, but anyways, we will play on. Ref's word is final. I'm just not too sure about that call, but we will see. So Hobbs to take the draw on the 5-minute man advantage. This slung over to Singer. Singer working the puck low. Here's Buttrell. Along the near side, here's Buttrell. Excuse me, Robert. This is over to Robert. And so now a turnover. Shot in front, good save, Gorman. So yes, all three players were thrown out. All parties involved are gone. Brzezelski with a charge and a game misconduct, 5 minutes. Arnold for 2 minutes and a misconduct, and same thing, 2 minutes roughing and a 10 misconduct, and same thing for Buttrell. I believe instead of Gauthier, it's going to be Arnold. That is what Tim Copine said. I thought I saw Benjamin Gauthier head off the ice. I think it might have been Gauthier. Keep you updated. As now Graney works his puck low. This one flung down the length of the ice. Won't be an icing. Pico back to give chase against Young. Young able to swerve him off. Finds Robert. This one in his skates, able to collect it. Has Belcher with him and Hobbs as well. Robert throws it over to Young before working it back low to Robert. Along the end boards, he'll find Young once more. Shot deflected. Good save by Singleton. Belcher playing the botcher role, playing in front of the net, looking for a screen. He does that very well as well. So 3:38 left to go on the 5-minute major for Brzezelski. So we will see Detrue in to take the draw. See his Corbett and Furtado with Singer and Zane, I believe. No, it is Moretta. So this is over to Detrue. Back over to Corbett. Near side shot, that one just wide. Moretta hooking it over to Singer. Trying to chop this down low, but a great defensive effort by Klavner. Get the puck out. Excuse me, that was Savannah. So Corbett now working on Klavner. And now a turnover in front. Sees Singer with the puck. He chops this one, but it is flipped out of the zone. That one's Klavner. And now a one-on-one situation. Corbett with a good back check as it'll have Singer come back to help. So 2:50 left on the man advantage for Elmira. And here's Mateo Moretta with the puck. along the near side. Corbett back to DeTrue. Pass over, and now a stick out of the hands of one of the defenders, Reed. And a good sweep away by DeTrue. So he waits for Furtado to tag back up. Murder there to help. 2:20 left on the 5-minute major. Over to Corbett. Shot looks like it hit off Furtado's head. And now here's DeTrue. Can't connect. And into the neutral zone it goes. Singer back to play. Drops it off for Graney. Reed to give chase. Slips it over to Belcher. Taps it over to Hobbs. Can't find Belcher. And now Klavner taps this one over through the neutral zone. Little bit of a back and forth game. Really just a neutral zone battle for the majority of this period. Elmira struggling to get the power play going. 1:35 left on it. And now slid over to Robert. Can't catch that one cleanly. Reed can't come away with it either. Got to wonder if maybe the puck isn't frozen amazingly, or if the players are just having a little bit of a rough time in this long game. And a couple of hacks here. Belcher, and I believe that is Klavner getting into it. Might have been Savannah. As I said, the jersey's a little bit tough to read. The numbers on the back of Red Bank. So again, just bear with me here. This shot glances off the stick of Gorman. And now here's Belcher. Wired back in. And Robert now will grab the puck with Kornishenko on him. Kornishenko and Pico, the defensive player, the forwards on this PK. This is over to Young. Young shot. This one blocked by Medved. Puck is up and out of play. So 43 seconds left on the 5-minute major. Face-off is won by Red Bank. Looking to clear the zone, and they will. Robert makes a move, causes his own player to tumble. Now with a chance to shot, and a whiff on that one. And Robert not too happy about that. Here's Pico. Here's a chance the other way. The shot saved Gorman. Graney taps this over to Young. 20 seconds left on the 5-minute major. And a turnover from Young. Here's Kornishenko. Kornishenko shot that one high. Might have deflected off of Gorman, not too sure. But you definitely know Kornishenko wants that back, and Brendan Young's lucky, as I'm sure Coach Patterson not too happy with that play. And we said that it was going to be good goaltending and some fast-paced action. It's more like neutral zone battles. Good goaltending, yes, but sloppy play on both sides. A lot of turnovers in the neutral zone on both ends, and a lot of turnovers in general. So Arnold still is on the ice. So it was Gauthier who had that misconduct. Both he, Bottrell, and Projestrzelski. And now we are back to even strength. And just off sides for Red Bank as Frazier couldn't hold the line. And never mind. So the trail to the penalty box gets even thicker, as it has been quite a long second period with a few whistles. And we will see Chase Frazier go to the box. They say hit from behind. So again, Elmira on the man advantage. The last one looking anything but, and they'll look to really set up and get something going. Shot in front, can't connect. Here's Hobbs. Over to Singer. Too many men on the ice, excuse me. Hobbs tries sliding this one over. Can't connect with Graney, but it's back to Hobbs. One-timer shot. That one tried to be fine and picked that top corner blocker side. But just a little too fine as that one barely missed. The net came off its bearings. And with a minute 42 left on the too many men call, Elmira still stays on the man advantage, 1-1 our score. Here's Young. Shot deflected, good save, Singleton. Robert working it low. Here's Belcher, slides it over to Graney. Graney looking to get it to his point and does. Here's Young. Near side, Hobbs. Hobbs will carry, throwing it low, Robert. Robert near side, spin pass, couldn't get it to go. Arnold tries to clear the zone. Young with a good keep. Throws it over to Graney, far side. And now Hobbs will give chase as that one out of the zone. And Hobbs bobbles the puck. And another turnover. But Hobbs fighting to get this one back as that was against DeMacos. DeMacos battling for the puck. A great penalty kill shift from him. He's taking on 2-3 Elmira defenders by himself before Elmira finally is able to get that out. DeMacos will go off to the bench and should get a few stick taps and helmet taps as well. And another turnover for Elmira. Drop pass, shot, that one goes wide. It really seems like Elmira is starting to fall asleep just a bit. Corbett trying to find Young over to Robert. Robert, toe drag, that one blocked by Weiss. And now here's Belcher. Throwing this one in, Robert to give chase, doesn't find it. Graney taps it low, 20 seconds left on the man advantage. Back to Graney, far side, over to Young. Young far side point, working the middle now, back low to Graney. Graney shot, that one hits off the side of the net. 10 seconds left on the man advantage, drops it low. Can't connect with Belcher. Weiss tries to knife this one out. And Corbett will keep it in. 5 seconds left on the man advantage. Corbett with the shot and gloved, rather chested and held on to for a whistle. So 3 seconds left on the too many men. Chase Frazier to come out of the box on the right. If you're Elmira, you got to be letting that left defenseman know, hey, there's a guy coming out of the box. So that's Thomas Guérin. He already is taking a peek, playing a little more extended on that left side, making sure that nothing crazy ends up happening as he is playing safety against him. Guérin making sure that he's pointing to his teammates, letting them know why he's not on the point for playing this low. Smart play by Thomas Guérin. And now 2 to a side as there's a battle in the near side corner. And Detrue now working behind the net. The captain for the Impact. I believe he is still looking for his first goal this year. Yes, he is. 6 points in 28 games, all of them being assists. It's swept back in by Gargagliano. Savannah now works it back in. Looking for a pass. Finds Haynes. Near side point shot. Gloved by Gorman. 3:55 left to go in the middle period. Knotted at 1 here at Murray Athletic Center. I'm Ralph Barrett, voice of Elmira Impact Hockey. Thank you for joining us. And if you're just tuning in, again, score 1-1 here at the Domes. 3:55 to go here in the middle period. Both teams scored in the first. Since then, we've been scoreless. The second period has been whistle after whistle, so it's felt quite drawn out. But another turnover from Elmira. And Red Bank, although they haven't been able to capitalize, have to feel good about the frustration that they're causing as Guérin will be headed to the bench for a trip. Gargagliano able to draw that as there's been a lot of ill-advised passes, but give Red Bank their flowers as well. Really playing aggressive on the forecheck, forcing the defense to make those mistakes. At least for the most part, there have been some silly turnovers. But Elmira is starting to reel here. So another penalty in this period. And now Red Bank with a chance to go on the man advantage. Zane tries to rip this down the ice. Good keep. Here's Haynes. Throws it low, far side, back to him. Back low. And front shots. And that one goes wide. Thought it may have been saved, was not. Savannah now struggling with it, but able to sweep it over to Sheehan. And back to Savannah. Shot, that one gets blocked by Singer. And a fan on that one, still digging it is Sheehan. Puck still loose. And able to be carried away by Detrue. Good recovery by him. Savannah able to pick his pocket, though, and looks to go the other way once more. 1:15 left on the man advantage. Savannah now with a nice move, keeping him to the outside. The Impactor trying to at least. Gets by Belcher. Savannah now dropping it low before working it over to Pico along the half boards. He'll switch spots and now go low. Sweeping it over to Haynes. Shot, that one hits off a teammate. Looked like it hit off a glove, and that one ricocheted wide. Savannah now throwing it over to Haynes. Back low, tap in front, great save. Kornishenko knocking on the doorstep, wasn't there. Still loose. And finally spurted into a corner. Not done yet, though. Kornishenko now. Pass in front, Sheehan. Pass over, what a play by Red Bank. Kornishenko, Sheehan to the goal scorer. And that is Pico. Who other than Kevin Pico? Tic-tac-toe, kaboom on the power play. I believe that was Kevin Pico for his 20th goal of the year. And with that, Red Bank takes a 2-1 lead. And so what a power play for Red Bank, as they were relentless. Had a couple of chances. Knocking on the doorstep was Kornishenko. Couldn't get it through. A lot of battling in the corner. Able to be tapped over to Sheehan, who's able to find Kevin Pico. Wide open net. Nothing that the goaltender Riley Gorman could do about that one. So we are back to full strength following the power play goal for Red Bank. And the score is 2-1. Now here's Hobbs. Klavner working against him. Now it's Garvey looking to flip it over to Reed. Cannot. Young back to play. Hobbs now throws it in. Robert going to be able to touch this one first. Klavner to work on him. Nice stick work from Klavner, but here's Robert. Robert muscling for the puck. He ends up on his knees. Still comes away with it. Robert shot off the bar. Stays out. Juan Robert with a great individual effort from the knees, almost on the board, but off the bar. And there's a reason they call that the goaltender's best friend. Robert's had a frustrating night. You can tell in his body language, he wants that puck. The shot, that one goes wide. Moretta trying to throw it low. Good stick lift by Robert, and a whistle. It's going to be a cross check. And it looks like it's going to be on Colin Garvey. As it will be. So Elmira, 1:03 left to go in the period. They'll have a 2-minute man advantage unless they were to score here. Face off in the offensive zone draw. Kornishenko ends up winning it in the D zone for the Generals, excuse me. Belcher battling for the puck. 3-2 in favor of Elmira when it comes to puck battling for that one. Elmira comes away with it. Here's Graney sliding it over to Young. Young shot, that one saved by Singleton. Belcher still parked in front. There's 42 seconds left on the dot in the second period. 2-1 our score following the Kevin Pico goal. Said the player that you don't want to give that chance to in the first period who had that breakaway. Wide open net, he won't miss that one twice. And now here's Young. Robert back to Young. Young, the shot, that one hits off Hobbs, and he is laboring. You can tell he felt that one. You could hear it from up here as well. So here's Young. Hobbs looked like he was getting over to the bench, but instead will just slot in that right wing spot right near it, looking for a breakout. Going to try to finish the shift with 15 seconds left. Robert gets stood up by Pico, I believe that was. This one flipped down the length, played with a high stick. And so we will go back down the length of the ice. Coach Patterson wondering why Hobbs did that. You could tell he's just feeling a lot of different things right now, Hobbs. I'm sure he's absolutely laboring, trying to finish the shift for his squad. But a face-off won and another goal scored by Kevin Pico. So a shorthanded goal on the mistake from Luca Hobbs. Played it with a high stick. And just like the play we saw that got Elmira up 1-0, it is pulled right back around on them. Kevin Pico, the recipient of that goal, on the wonderful feed. So a beautiful walk, and with 6.4 left to go here in the second, I tell you, giving up a goal within the first or last minute of the period feels like a backbreaker, almost like a 2-goal swing. As I believe that was Kornishenko who fed it over. Now Corbett over to Furtado, looking for an answer, and won't get one at least before the period ends. So following the shorthanded face-off win in the offensive zone from Kornishenko, Kevin Pico able to bury it off of the Kornishenko face-off draw. And with that, the score 3-1 in favor of the Generals. And with the third period set to get underway, just about a second here, 57 seconds left on the man advantage for Elmira, needing a big third period after a not-so-great second where there were quite a bit of turnovers. I know that there were a few for both sides, but Elmira really not the beneficiary to a lot of the mishandles. And Corbett not touching the puck because he played it with a high stick, but puck was going in their zone either way. Instead, just killed a couple extra seconds off of their power play. And not Corbett in particular, a very smart hockey player, but it seems like a lot of these really solid hockey players have been making these ill-advised mistakes. We see Brandon Young, one of the better defensemen in Premier, have that drop pass that led to a great chance on the other end. And a few of those, not to just single out Young, is terrific defenseman, one of the best in Premier. Just a few ill-advised plays from a usual group of super high IQ hockey players, and so they'll look to bounce back. Bottrell again crashing the net, and I believe they're saying no goal. So Bottrell wasn't tossed out of the game. I'm assuming Gauthier wasn't either, and so it was just a 10. Unsure if Brozes-Strzelski is going to be back in this game, but Bottrell, how about that? Right out of the locker room, was in the sin bin for an extra long time, and right back to being in front, just what Elmira needs. Jumping into the crease and trying to swing away, hoping for that oh-so-important goal, but now we're back to even strength. Elmira's still down 2. Furtado tapped over Riendo, good save, Singleton. Singleton been tracking the puck really well, made the stops he's had to. This puck is played forward. And now Pico will tap this one over to Kornishenko. Kornishenko now looking for the pass in front, can't connect. It's wired down the length of the ice and played back by Weiss behind his net after it was dropped off by Singleton. And Weiss will take his time. Slots this one up. Nice move by Sheehan. Guerin working on him. Good poke check as well by Guerin. Puck worked low again. Sheehan pass in front. This one just wide. The streaking Pico. Kevin Pico already has 2 goals, awaiting the hat trick. Wasn't able to get it this time. You know he's going to be looking for that third. Here's Sheehan. Shot gloved. Low glove save by Gorman. So he'll just drop this off to Guerin. Behind his net. 17:40 left to go. And the final period of regulation. Elmira still down 2. Here's Bottrell with speed. Shot off the outside post. Graney now working low. Corbett looking back to Graney. This one bounces up. And the Generals able to block that one. Sweep it out of the zone and Moretta back to play. Slides it over to Zane. And Bottrell will throw this puck in. Petrell tapping it back low. Corbett and Graney both right next to each other. A little bit of a miscommunication. These players haven't played with each other quite a bit. So expect a few mistakes here and there. But right now the Impact really looking for an answer. So they are down 2. As we said during the Elite game, hold on, a turnover pass by Robert. This one doesn't connect. Here's Arnold. Picked off by Hobbs. Getting harassed but drops it over to Bob. Robert now slides it over to Zane. Zane slings it over to Belcher. Tries throwing it low. Nobody's there. Moretta able to toe the line though, and that one gets blocked. And Zane back to play. Over to Belcher, to Robert, between the legs. This one swept aside. Good defensive effort. Now Robert will tap this one over to Belcher. That was Hobbs, excuse me. Hobbs will go down low. He's with Robert as well. Not a lot of spacing from this Elmira squad that usually is very good at dissecting teams by cycling. We haven't seen a lot of that tonight. Robert tries flipping it over to Zane. Let's get wrong, rather, trying to throw that one in. Luke Park bounces into the neutral zone and the Impact back to play. Guerin now sweeping it over to Robert. Back to Young. Throwing this in near side corner to ricochet to right behind the net for it to be played up. That is Savannah now working it over to Reed. Reed throwing the puck in. Guerin giving chase, playing it behind his net. Here's Thomas Guerin. Finds Hobbs. Flips this one in. Furtado trying to sweep it behind the net. All 3 Impact forwards are up in that play, really trying to push the sense of urgency for the Impact. That one glances off the stick of the forechecking Savannah, but Furtado able to pick the pocket. That one rifled well high. And now here comes Red Bank once more. Going to lay a hit was Riendeau. But here's Reed, tapping this one over. Back to Reed in a great stick play. Puck still loose. Gorman with one stop. And the puck finally clears out of the slot and now into the neutral zone. Here's Riendeau. Riendeau looking to battle, but Pico slips this one over to Sheehan. Sheehan will work against Zane. For sliding it back low. Kornishenko now battling for it against Zane. Petrell to help out. Petrell rifles this off Sheehan, and now Riendeau again. He'll flip this one in and give chase. Klavner back to try to play. Nate Riendeau will get there. Swiping it to himself, but good reinforcement from Red Bank as they're able to carry the puck out of zone. Less than 14 minutes to go here in the final period of regulation. Stick save Gorman. Weiss with the shot. That one glances off his own teammate's skate. Gargagliano throws this one off the bench. Not out of play, though. Bench boards, I should say, rather. And that one in the skates of Graney. Couldn't find him in stride was Singer. And so DeMarco's battling for it. And that one flipped up and out of play. 13:23 to go here in the third. Red Bank leads 3-1. And while we have a slight delay, Elmira Impact Hockey recognizes and thanks our amazing partners, Sterling Innovations Group, East Shore Gym, Scope Design, Corning Catering, Massage Therapy by Jessica Schultz. Elmira Impact Hockey would not be the same without our amazing sponsors and partnerships, so we thank you all. And now Young will battle for the puck before this is thrown right back behind Riley Gorman's cage. And here's Guerin. Guerin trying to flip this to Robert. And here's Robert in the corner. He battles against Haynes. And DeMacos looks to play physical against the pinching Guerin. Robert now trying to slide it over. And a big hit. 2 players are down. And now Young will just fend off Garvey. He's crashing the net after Gorman will be able to hang on to the puck. two more of the amazing partners that Elmira Hockey would like to recognize and thank. Shutterpuck Photography and the Law Office of Kevin P. Flynn. Again, Elmira Impact Hockey thanks you, amazing partners. We would not be the same without you. And we would like to thank Flow Hockey and all those tuning in on Flow Hockey, along with the fans that come and support us during every single game of the season. Elmira Impact Hockey would not be the same without you either. So Jurgensen's at the line, looks to throw this one in. Nice passing play from Red Bank. Now along the far side point. Shot deflected and covered by Gorman. So with 12:19 to go, worst lead in hockey apparently is a 2-goal lead. And if you believe in broadcaster jinx and are a Generals fan, I apologize. But I'd rather have a 2-goal lead than a 1-goal lead or be down by 2. So Red Bank right now in the driver's seat. 12:19 left to go in the third period. And Red Bank is up 3-1. Face-off won by the Generals, but it'll be fielded quickly by Singer, who will tap this over. And now Furtado has a puck, who finds Detrue. Working that puck low for Furtado to give chase. He'll get bumped off. Arm is in the air. Delayed penalty. And still battling for the puck. Detrue will get a whistle, as I believe that's going to be Jurgensen's, who's heading to the box. So Rudolf Jurgensen's heading to the box for interference. Speaking of Rudolph and some Christmas movies, make sure to stay tuned for the Elmira Impact USPHL on both on Instagram and Facebook. Have a lot of great player responses on what is your favorite Christmas movie, especially from this premier squad. We'll get to that some point at next week, but now here's a 2-on-0. Chance for the Generals. That shot hits off the pipe, and the puck meets Irene. How you doing? Now going the other side. Corbett. Good defensive effort by the Generals. On the power play, here come the Impact. Robert dropped this over to Furtado. Now back towards the far side. Here's Corbett over to Robert. Robert towing the line, and a mishandle once more. The puck just seems to really be bouncing up on these Impact players. Cannot seem to figure it out tonight. And Hobbs will sling it over to Corbett, and another pass that goes awry, but luckily able to be corralled by Corbett. Now Hobbs will drop it off to Furtado. Back to Hobbs. Pass in front to Robert, and off the post, and still awaiting the ruling. No celebration. And so I believe that one hit the pipe. And Robert, I've lost count now. It's been 2 or 3 times since he's hit the post this game. So he'll work this one low. Still on the man advantage for a minute is Elmira. Battling for this puck is Furtado against Pico. Robert looking to keep it in. It's in his skates. He'll throw this one over. And that one gets blocked. Kornishenko now will just field it, take his time, and throw it into the neutral zone. So at least one can get off for this penalty kill. Latrell gets his pocket picked, and Hobbs now back to play. He'll find Corbett. Weiss now able to stab this one away. Corbett chips it over to Hobbs. Drops it back to Corbett. Looking for Hobbs to cut there. Hobbs stayed where he was, so Latrell will field it. 20 seconds left on the man advantage. Slid over to the far point. Back towards the near. Here's Singer. Throwing it over to Corbett, back to Singer. This one goes wide. Graney now to field. 10 seconds left on the man advantage. Latrell behind the net. Latrell looking for that short side post. Can't put it in. So that one glances off a Generals player, and with that, we're back to even strength. For Elmira, it's not like that power play was absolutely do or die, but most certainly would have helped, as now we've just passed the 10-minute mark in the third period. And they are still down 2. Singleton playing absolutely unconscious after that first save that he made, which was a statement save. An absolutely miraculous glove stop. Well, he was down but never out. Really set a tempo for his play this game. This one is shot down the length of the ice for an icing. And 9:24 left to go here in regulation. 3-1 our score. Generals on top. So the True to take the offensive zone draw for the Impact. He'll win this one. Tapped over to Singer. Near side point. This shot gets blocked as well. And now a beautiful sauce pass. Puck still might be dripping after that. And here's Reed. May have been dragged down. No whistle on the play. Haynes will keep it in. Here's Guerin. And Gargagliano gets his stick whacked, excuse me. And it looks like the captain, Tyler DeTrue, going to the box. He'll protest the call. They're going to call it interference. And so 8:50 left to go. And a penalty that is obviously never opportune. It's never opportune to take a penalty rather. But down 2, you really got to hope the penalty kill can pull some magic off here. So here's Pico working this low. Kornishenko now over to Pico again. Pico already has 2 this game, looking for the third. Kornishenko, an ultimate playmaker, pass in front, can't connect. Slid over to Pico. This puck bounces up on him. Guerin battling against him, looking to clear the zone. Elmira trying to get it out as best as they can. 1:30 left on the man advantage. It's kept in by Pico. Pico back to Kornishenko. Loves operating in that corner. He'll find Haynes. Back over to Pico. Pico back over to Kornishenko. Pass in front and doesn't connect. He's looking for Savannah. Couldn't find him. Kornishenko now trying to fend off Zane. He does. Pass in front to Pico. He scores! And that's the hat trick, I believe. Unless they're not going to call it. Hang on, folks. A beautiful passing play. And I suppose they're saying the net came off its bearings. So Elmira may have lucked out. So Pico put the third puck in the back of the net, but the third one is waved off, so no hat trick. At least not yet. 7:56 left to go, and Elmira finally able to get a change. Might have gotten away with one there. And this one slid back to Haynes, but this one out of the zone. If you're a Generals fan, you really got to hope that doesn't take the wind out of the sails here. So that can be a huge momentum shifter or a goal getting waved off. Kornishenko now. Still in that corner. Zane trying to make him uncomfortable, bodying him off. Sheehan now will slip this over. Here's Savannah. Back to Kornishenko behind the net. Savannah. Pass over to Pico. Tries sliding it over. Good defensive play. Another shot saved off the mask of Gorman. 25 seconds left on the man advantage. Slides to the point. Here's Haynes. And great play to tap this back over. But now Robert on a breakaway. Good defense by Haynes on the back check as he's grabbing for his arm. But a awesome stop by Singleton. And it looks like Haynes is going to want to get off. So we hope that he's okay, obviously. Now here's Pico. Nice move. Dropped over to Kornishenko. The wonderful pass. Sheehan couldn't find the back of the net. Klavner now to play. And now we're back to even strength. So Bottrell now will hook this over to Guerin. Finding Hobbs. Slid over to Robert. Back to Hobbs behind the net. Mara looking for something. Young shot. That one goes high and wide and out of play. Looks like it might have glanced off a defenseman's stick. So now with 6:21 left to go, Elmira needs to continue to stay disciplined and stay out of the box. The last thing that you need is a penalty. And they're still down 2, so not only do they need that, but they need some sense of urgency while staying disciplined. So they are down 2. 3-1 our score with 6:21 left to go in the third period. So Betrell to take the offensive zone draw. He'll win it, but almost too cleanly as this is back into the neutral zone. Singer now will carry. Sliding it over to Hobbs. Young now dishes it over to Betrell. Reverse hit. And now here's Betrell playing like a bull in a china shop. This over to Singer. The shot blocked in traffic. And now with numbers, here's Red Bank. Hobbs hustling to get it on the back check. Arnold unable to corral it. And it is played forward by Hobbs. Tap over to Singer and another shot block. Red Bank been doing a phenomenal job at clogging up those lanes. Corbett with a shot saves Singleton. Shot again, sharp angle saves Singleton. He'll be able to smother that one. So 5:28 to go here in the third, and this game most certainly isn't over, but again, that sense of urgency needed from Elmira, and I don't mean to jump the gun or anything, but as we said, Elite will have their rematch where they just came back against the PAL Junior Islanders bright and early, so grab your coffee, eggs, and bacon. We'll be here at 9:30 tomorrow morning. Also, the Premier squads will be rematching, as that's a beautiful save by Singleton to flash a leather. These two teams that you're seeing right now will be rematching at 12 p.m. here at Murray Athletic Center. Also, tomorrow is my birthday, so for you tuning in on Flow Hockey, really appreciate you joining me today and tomorrow. But biggest birthday gift I could ask for is you guys popping out to the rink. Murray Athletic Center is absolutely beautiful, and so feel free to bring the whole family because children 12 and under always get in for free. So we will get back to this game, but just a little promo for tomorrow. Now with numbers, here are the Generals. Pass over to Reed, and Gorman got a piece of it, but I believe, did he keep that out? And he did. What a save by Gorman to go post to post. Again, the net comes off its bearings, but you got to do what you got to do in order to make the stop, and Gorman with a fantastic save. So my cameraman lets me know that he kept that puck out. Hunter Krell, one of the premier goalies. So we got a lot of appreciation for him helping us out. And I'm sure he was just as amped about that save as I was. And now here's Zane trying to throw this up. Here's the truth. Maybe that's the momentum that Elmira needs. Red Bank, though, their defense is stifling, and Elmira really has just come out flat-footed. 4:35 to go here. There's still plenty of hockey to be played. But Hobbs trying to work that in front. Little tap in from DeTrue doesn't go. Singleton able to stay square. 4:31, and that's plenty of hockey. We've seen plenty of weirder things happen. Only down 2, but Elmira really needs to start putting it into gear. And Red Bank, with the amount of shot blocks and the way that they're getting into those passing lanes, they surely are making it hard for these impact forwards. Face off one in the offensive zone. Belcher over to Robert. Couldn't pick that clean. He still comes away with it. The backhand, he gets bumped in front, and he is down. So Robert's down on the ice. Kornishenko now to carry it. And Hobbs going after Sheehan. After a big hit, Robert's still down. So Robert is still down. And he'll get to his knees. But you never want to see that as an Impact fan because obviously he is your leading point getter. But more importantly, you never want to see a player go down with an injury. And so he'll get assisted up by the trainer. Stick taps. He's able to skate off on his own, which is always, always, always a good sign. Robert's just had a frustrating night. Rung the iron a couple of times, a couple of other chances. Wasn't able to find the back of the net just yet. And so you know that the frustration's starting to boil over for the French Canadian. She has also been held pointless this game. Don't have the exact stats with me, but I can tell you it's been the first time in a while that has happened for Loire Robert. So we'll take a second as they sort all of this out. But before we do, again, tune in tomorrow, December 21st. Big game where these two teams will be squaring off tomorrow at noon. And the Elite Squad will face the PAL Junior Islanders after having a huge third period comeback, bright and early, 9:30. So with all of that sorted out, we still have 5 men on the ice for both squads. 4:10 left to go in the final period of regulation. Elmira down 3-1. As this puck is played over to Pico. Had his hat-trick goal waved off, so you know he's going to be looking for one more at least. And Zane finds Petrell. And now taking their time is Red Bank, looking to sauce this one over. Couldn't find him exactly, and so now here's Graney along the far end corner. Pass in front, good save, Singleton. Really tough stop as Corbett didn't have much room but was able to get a good chance. And an ill-advised pass from Zane. Iran has to go back and field it. Sheehan now against him before he peels off. Corbett tries to find Betrell. Swings it over to Graney. Corbett shot easily off the pad of Singleton. Now in the corner with 3 minutes to go. Here's Red Bank. Glances off Furtado's stick. And now played over towards Young. And a big hit there from Hobbs as he's playing seeing red. Playing, I believe that was Haynes out. So now Singer will carry. Can't go tape to tape with Hobbs. Goes to beat the icing, but Haynes is there first. So 2:28 left to go. And Elmira needs to kick it into gear down 2 if they want a chance at coming back in this one. So Belcher to take the draw in the D zone. It's won by Red Bank. Played over to Gargagliano. Furtado laying the body on Haynes as well. And Young trying to throw this around the boards. Here's Belcher. Swings it over to Furtado. Back to Young. We'll backhand this one in. Haynes stands Young up. And Furtado with a couple extra shoves. 2 minutes left to go. Belcher playing physical. And we might see some fireworks with the physicality with the last minute 50 to go. Net is empty. Elmira looking to strike. Young taps this one over to Bottrell. Bottrell behind his own cage, slips it over to Young. Young over to Corbett. Tapped over to Bottrell, swing and miss, but he gets it over to Young. Young with the shot, gloved, the puck's still loose, quick whistle. And 1:28 left to go here in the third. So 88 seconds. Elmira needs 2 goals in 88 seconds. We've seen it done before, but it is a steep mountain to climb. And so we will get a timeout. With 1:28 left to go here in the third, 3-1 our score. Kevin Pico with 2 goals. That really has been the difference for the Red Bank Generals. Kornishenko has looked spectacular as always, especially as a playmaker. Robert having a frustrating night, hitting the post a couple of times, couple good chances elsewhere, unable to capitalize. Both goaltenders really showing up tonight. Singleton, though, setting a tempo with that first save that he had, and he's had the force field up behind him ever since. So Michael Bottrell to take the offensive zone. He'll have Robert, Hobbs, Graney, Corbett, and Young as the 6 skaters on for Elmira. They'll win the draw. That part crucial. Now over to Young. Graney tries to pass it through. Can't connect with Bottrell. Bottrell, far side corner. He'll battle. Pass in front. Doesn't connect. Robert with the pinch. Had to. And now Graney will knife it down. Tries to slip it over to Hobbs. That one thrown on from 3/4 of the ice, and it's in. And so with the empty netter goal, I believe that is Kevin Pico for the hat trick. So have yourself a game, sir. As he shoots it from his end, just a light little saucer. And the proverbial fat lady isn't singing, but she's humming. So the game is not over, but with 65 seconds, 3 goals, Elmira will need a miracle. So we get another timeout.
Red Bank goal scorer number 51, Paul Clapton, assistant. That's Clapton, assistant at 18:55. Also at 18:55. Penalties number 10, Brandon Young for Elmira. Game misconduct, unsportsmanlike. Actually got unsportsmanlike. Game misconduct also.
I believe that may have been Paul Klavner who scored that, actually. I apologize. And so, again, here are the fireworks. I don't necessarily know if Kevin Pico was the one who scored that goal. He was the first in the celebration line, but we'll see Reese Furtado head to the box. And now on the penalty kill, 3 goals in 60 seconds. The rest feels like it may be all academics. So 1 minute remaining here exactly. And now Guerin and Arnold getting into it. Some jawing back and forth. So Nelson to take the D-zone draw. It's won by the Generals. Slowing down the length of the ice. Arnold back to play. And now it might just be held behind the net until they can get an opportunity to either get the puck in And this one sliced down the length once more. So half a minute left to be played, now around 20 seconds. And the Red Bank Generals will pull away victorious, pushing them to 15-7-2. It's 32 points. Well, Elmira will drop to 28-1. And the final buzzer about to sound. Our final score, 4-1 Red Bank, able to come in to Elmira's house and pull up an upset. But one more game before the holiday break for both squads, actually. And again, 9:30, bright and early. Here will be Elite facing the PAL Junior Islanders, see if they can pull the upset again once more after a huge comeback, and see if the Elmira Impact Premier Squad can get their revenge on this Red Bank Generals squad. Our final score for this one, 4-1, and that Prem rematch will actually be happening at noon. I probably should let you guys know that.